I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Oh my God, you guys. Yes, yes. Yes, I read you. What's worse, I can hear you. That's from Father Goose. Walter, do you read me? Do you read me, Walter? Yes, yes, I can read you. What's worse is I can hear you. I have had, no joke, my inbox or what from whichever platform was kind of, this has been sent to me 6 times now, where you guys have shown me the charty chart where college-educated white women skew heavily against Trump, although they were against Democrats, though. If you saw that, that was an interesting thing. If you looked at that, that was the most interesting thing to me. Oh my God, Aaron, did you see what not liberal white women? It was college-educated white women and how they polled on what Doge and Trump and all that. I'm a little offended. I'm just a little bit offended. Like, you guys do know, I spent all my young adulthood in the Twin Cities, in Minnesota, like the central command, the nucleus of college-educated white women and liberal white women at that. I'm like practically Jesus Christ over here. I dated him so you didn't have to. Okay. I'm surprised it even made the news. I'm like, you guys are surprised college-educated white women tend to lean left? This is news? I'm like, yeah. Where have you been? Welcome to the party, pal. How is this now becoming a thing? And why are my conservative friends, some of whom were from the Twin Cities, hey, did you see this? I'm like, weren't you dating the same girls 20 years ago? Like, you and I were on the ground. This would be like, here's what this is like. I'm very confused, especially of my conservative male friends in Minnesota who are sending me this that I've known since I was young. This is like me and my buddy were on the front lines in the Ardennes forest right before the outbreak of the Battle of the Bulge. And then the German tanks just ran over us and we're running for our lives. And we're thankful we didn't get mowed down. Like, oh my God, what's that noise? And it's tanks or tiger tanks. Let's run for our, like, you would remember that, right? And this is like 20 years after the war, right? Me and my buddies were in our 50s now. We were there. I saw him in the trenches with me, saw the big old tanks come up with the funny cross. And he's telling me 20 years ago, 20 years after the fact, like a report came out, said, hey, Cappy, yeah? Did you know there were tanks in the Ardennes forest in the Battle of the Bulge? And I'm like looking at him like, do you not remember? We were there. Yes, there were tanks. I got one guy in particular. Look at this data. You needed a report for that? You were with me, man. He was with me even before the time. Let's tell the story of the cute redhead who was really cute and moxie and got pissed off at me. Why'd you get pissed off at you, Cappy? Because I took her to see The Great Raid, which is a great movie, not knowing she was a pacifist, and she got all pissed off. She never told me. There's your Minnesota women for you. Yes, college educated. Yes. Every girl I date, well, okay, Not every girl I dated was college educated. And now I was going to say every girl I dated was white. That's not true. I did date women of other races, not frequently, but it a handful. But yeah, surprise! The white women of Minnesota who are college educated don't like Donald Trump. They don't like Republicans. They don't like Elon Musk. They don't like it. Where were you? Next thing you're going to tell me is kids like ice cream. What? According to a poll, kids like ice cream over broccoli by 70 percentage points. Oh, thank God. What do you mean? Tanks? There were tanks there? I don't remember. Really? So, to contribute something new to this topic of conversation, which is like saying water is wet, I'm going to provide you the origins of the angry, antidepressant, horking, college educated, liberal white woman. Okay. It's kind of becoming a stereotype now. I always insist on putting the leftist adjective in there because that is the defining word. It's not that they're white or that they're women, though there's an interesting correlation. So let me tell you about the origins of the college educated, angry liberal white woman who does antidepressants. Right? There are 3 reasons, which are not exclusive to white women. This could be anyone, but I'm going to go with this is my theory. First, you have universal laziness. All right. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to work out. They don't want to be attractive. They I don't know. It's just that's endemic of all humans. They just don't want to work. So surprise, young people are lazy, and surprise, women choose stupid degrees in college. Surprise, women choose lazy degrees. Surprise, 85% of them do. Surprise, 60% of men do anyway. So it's not just exclusively a women's domain. If they're lazy, shock. College educated women are lazy. 85% of them. What you really ought to do is say, okay, for those that got STEM degrees are counting, what are they? Because those are the only ones that matter. Okay. So there's the laziness selection bias of going to college. One might even think a little bit of arrogance and hubris because I'm a college educated. Fuck you. Then there's popularity. These women probably were not popular in high school. They weren't nerds or terribly unpopular, but I don't know if you've noticed liberal people. I don't know if you've noticed leftists or the current vice chair of the Democrat Party and Harry Sison. These are not attractive people, in part because they're lazy and they don't go to the gym. So they were also not popular with the boys. Since these girls were not popular with the boys, they got angry and retributive. Perhaps angry and retributive against all the school, very much like nerd boys do. So they're probably not all that popular. But so that's 2 reasons. And I don't apply more than 10% of the reasons to them. The main one, 80% of the reason I think you have college educated white women. They didn't say liberal, they just said college educated. So I'm going with what the stats say. These women got rejected by Chad or all the groups of Chads in the high school or the school itself or in their dating life or in their 20s. And assuming they are white women, they probably went to a disproportionately white school. And that is going to be your bastion of your equally stereotypical dude, bro, business, Ronald Reagan, Reaganauts, bro, douche canoes. Your frat boys. They had sex. The guy fucked her and forgot her, didn't call her back. And because of the rejection in school, because of the rejection by an individual Chad, a rejection by a group of Chads that may have had sex with her and that's all they were interested in, or it was just a general overall rejection of dude, bro, frat boy stereotype guys rejecting them. They could never get the popular guy they did, but then the guy never called her back. They retributively vote against them because they know that these guys are the ones to make typically the money. They are probably going to vote Republican. And I would say some white women, college-educated white women, also want to retributively attack them. It's almost like striking back at dad, where it's like, yep, we're pro-immigration. We're going to go date the foreigners. We're going to go do that. Not all, but some. I think there's an element of that there. and we're going to destroy the society of which we think you're going to benefit from. It's not unfairly you're going to benefit. I don't even think it's that. They're like, I'm going to show them, I'm going to tax those fuckers out of existence. I'm going to bring in a bunch of people who will not make a capitalist free market economy possible. I want to ruin their economic lives. And so I'm going to vote Democrat. I'm going to vote left. I'm going to whatever, be for open borders. And also that ties in with being popular too. They want to be popular and say the right thing and have the correct political things. That's probably even the second. That right. I didn't even think about. I was thinking popularity from a high school standpoint. I did not realize popularity from having the politically correct thought standpoint. That's almost 30% right there. So 10% laziness, 30% want to be popular, say the right thing because popular. And then what's left? 60% retributed against some guy in their past. I could be wrong, but I got a hank because, like, man, those Democrat leftist leaning women, they really love opening the borders. And that's kind of the thing, not to make it about race, but we have to talk about race because it's white women. Well, I see this on. I'll give you an example. We just flip it around. It's the same thing. I don't know why black women hate their men so much. If I can speak bluntly and honest, I don't know why you can't be nice, generally speaking. I don't know why there's such agitation. I don't know why you traded him wholesale for a government check, right? But for whatever reason, it could have been the same reason. Tyrone slept with her and never called her back. They slept with T-Rash, never called her back. Whatever. But it's weird. Like, if you just look like, and no one is no one else's people, but if we look at within a community, so we got the black community, like, why do women within the black community treat black men so bad? It's almost like traitorous. It's the same thing here. You look at the college-educated women, I guess, not necessarily liberal white women, but college-educated white women. I'm just going to say liberal white women, though. 95% overlap. I'm like, why would you do that to your fellow man, white man? Why would you do that to within the white community? Because they're striking back at daddy or getting back at Bobby who didn't ask her out to prom or whatever. I don't know. I get this feeling like, why are you letting so many people in? You know it's not good for the economy. You know that's not good for housing prices. What are you doing? And if it doesn't make a lot of sense, it could be popular. You're right. It could be popular. I honestly think somewhere they're like, we're going to get back at those boys for rejecting us. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So I'm kind of like, we'll never know. Maybe we'll find out later. I don't really care. It is what it is. But there's my origin theory. And I admit that I don't have a ton of faith in this theory. I don't have a lot of faith in my allocations, but I think those would pop up if people were to search their feelings. So you can say, oh my God, did you know college-educated white women tend to lean left? You're kidding me. No, you don't say. Why might be a more interesting discussion. All right. Because they want to strike back at Chad. Link below, I got a link to Enjoy the Decline, Accepting Living with the Death of the United States. And if you would like to understand the absolute mental hell these people are in, go get my very short essay. It's called Sanity is the Future of Wealth. I have that link below. I don't promote that one so much, but this is an opportune time because you're wondering, look, Cappy, why can you be so flippant and indifferent about it? Do you see how miserable college-educated white women are, especially as they get older? Get on antidepressants. I just did. I did. It was in my new book, Zero World Problems. I had to look up. It was very tongue-in-cheek. The joke alone that I make about antidepressant use in the book, and of course I wrote it more clearly than I'm going to describe now, but I said, I don't get depression among middle-aged white women. Like, don't you kind of have everything? Like, you're the most wealthy, aside from Asian women, you have the longest life expectancies. You have more wealth than any group of women before you, more than men. And if you factor in men die early. And then I said, even though you can only kill your babies in 37 out of the 50 states, aside from that, don't you have it pretty good? Why are you depressed? Poke. Ah! And you know what? It's what you get for trading in love for government check and feminist politics and socialism and lazy. Good, yeah, fine. I don't know any happy middle-aged liberal people, male or female. And the antidepressant really shows the women, white women in particular. Race does play a huge factor in that, actually. Look up who's on the most antidepressants. It's middle-aged and as you get older, white women. And they all, these fucking sociology. It could be that they could afford it more because they have the. It's like, no, they're just miserable creatures who, I don't know. Chad rejected them in the past. They're all angry. They can't find the man that they were promised. All the men, like, I don't know, like maybe they're human beings and have expectations too. How dare men expect us to cook and clean? Ah! It's like, well, you kick men out of your life. I don't know why. What is that hard? Is that hard to figure out? You didn't raise your children. You outsourced them to daycare. You divorced your husbands. You pushed them all away. And you were all up your own ass about being the badass girl boss. Like, yeah, being like celebrating yourself fucking sucks. Said it before. The most boring topic in the world for me is me. Because I know everything about me. I don't need to watch a podcast about myself. Holy shit, though, with college-educated liberal, well, anyone, white or not, college-educated women, me, 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 me. It's like, that's going to be awfully lonely song. How about them? Well, who are them? What do you mean them? Other people. What do you mean other people? You mean the NPC bots that are to serve and worship me? Yeah, those are other human beings. I don't understand. That maybe is why you're on antidepressant. Have you thought about loving someone? You mean taking people for money and having them vote the same way I do? That's not, no, like you actually love that person more than yourself. Okay, first, what's this other person thing? Okay, and why would I love this thing, this other person, more than me? Because K through college, it is me. And the commercials are about me. And the Democrat Party tells me, did you not see all the conferences I went to about me? It's about me. Have fun. Yeah, no, you're right, lady. Yeah, it's all about you. Yep. You should get a doctorate in theater. Why are they on antidepressants? I don't know. You could use a good dicking down and raise your children and hug them and raise them. Then you could raise grandchildren, but you alienated what children you had with divorce, and they're all poor and they're from a broken home and they all think they're confused about their sexuality, so they're not going to have any grandchildren. So you're going to be stuck with cats. A hurricane of reeing. Could be wrong. I could actually. I'd be kind of serious about it. Like I don't know, but I got that feeling. Got the At some let's put it this way. Where'd those mortars come from? From that quadrant. I think I got, north, south, east, west. I think I got it down to one quarter where it came from. Generally in that area. You know whose problem it is, though? Cappy, look at all these women. I'm like, do you know whose problem it is? But Cappy, they don't like Trump or America or Donald Trump or Doge or what. Do you know whose problem that is? But Cappy, they're on antidepressants and they're miserable people. Do you know whose problem that is? It's a them problem. It's their problem. We got hiking to do, boys. We got fishing and gun shooting and banging cute young gals. We got things to do, video games to play, midnight run to watch. You should look, they say, oh, ain't that curious? And then if you want to show support and solidarity, you say, you got this, girl. Green Schwartz are $5. Mine's more just continuous confirmation. Yep, we are correct. Catch up. Catch the fuck up, normies. What? Oh, yeah. No, you're up. You're up there with me, Reen. Yep. Reen, $5 again. Also, Snow White and Assassin's Creed Shadow came out. It's like early Christmas. Pass me the popcorn. I know my inbox or my feed is just full of all these horrible figures that Snow White and Assassin's Creed has have. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, wasn't Snow White a liberal white woman that made that, right? We're gonna have a Latina play Snow White, and we don't need no man. How those sales coming along? Is Kathleen Kennedy in charge of that one? Or is that just Disney in general? I don't. Money Man, $5. Is it possible for me to become a Wall Street investment banker with a management and leadership business degree? Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. If you said I have rich parents and they're connected, maybe. But no, a leadership business degree, you'll be laughed out of there. You need a degree in accounting, statistics, maybe finance, preferably a CPA, CFA. No. But a degree in leadership business? Are you going to lead Goldman Sachs? There's a whole bunch of rich dudes ahead of you with a lot of gray hair who ain't going to let you do that. A Wall Street investment. Dude, why would you want to do that now? That's not worth it. It isn't. You don't want to become that. I thought I wanted to become that. A friend of mine said, no, you don't, because he actually worked in the field. And I looked, and now with older eyes, and I'm like, oh God, I sidestepped a nightmare. Fucking nightmare. Stuart Clark, $10. I was banging two girls whom both write I was a drug dealer because I always have cash and keep my cars clean. They both found two girls whom both thought I was a drug dealer because I always have cash and kept my car clean. They found out I'm a mechanic and I detail cars on the side. They both stopped responding. Stuart, you had it. Wait, Stuart, are you the Stuart who banged your neighbor's wife? Was that it? And then he had to move? Was that you? We had another Stuart. So, yeah, man, you don't tell him you're like a real man, that you work a real job or a mechanic, a detail. You're entrepreneurial. No, you're the fun guy, Stu. You're Disco Stu from The Simpsons. Okay, you're fun. You got the coke. Let's see. Wait. They think you're a drug dealer, inevitably they're going to want the drugs. That's the problem. But if you ain't a drug dealer, then the gig's going to be up no matter what. Because unless you actually went out and got drugs, which I wouldn't recommend doing, because why would you risk the legal ramifications? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, man. You don't tell them you're a mechanic. Look, for whatever reason, if you look like a drug dealer and you're giving off drug dealer vibes, just play coy, like deny it. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not a drug dealer. I wouldn't. That's illegal, right? And you keep on letting them think it. You get a phone call like, I gotta go. I'll see you like at 8 p.m. or something. Why? Where are you going? None of your business. Just like Batman. He just disappears when Commissioner Gordon turns around. Yeah, that's a good sign when two of them are at the same time. They think you're a drug dealer. Well, keep doing whatever it is you do. Just don't let them see you go off to the work pay. More dread. $2 Australian dollars. Women vote for free stuff for women. Water is wet. Yeah. Prince Revolver Magnum Opus, $5. The women in our community are like white lefty ladies on steroids. Women are. Oh, Magnum, are you black? I don't know. I can only see your guys's. I know we got a fair amount. I didn't know that you were a black Magnum. Women in our community are like white lefty ladies on steroids. At the end of the day, it's still like there are variations of the disease. There was the alpha strain, the beta strain, the whatever comes after beta, right? Do you remember the disease we had 4 years ago? The different strains came out. At its genetic core, it's all the same. Socialism. That's it. They just want free shit. And we would also say they share the common DNA of feminism, right? But channeling it through different races results in slightly different, accents. There's like, okay, like 95% the same DNA. It's the same disease. But that 5% is awfully interesting when it's filtered through different communities. So the liberal white women, I don't know how else to describe it except to point out like liberal white women politicians like Gretchen Whitmer over at Michigan, Betsy Hodges, the former mayor of Minneapolis. I they all look like Karens, and I don't know what the traits are, but you know it when you see it, right? Within the black community, I presume that's where you're from. It's what? Loud, overweight, combative. Why am I not in focus? There we go. Just like the white women, they're very Minnesota, very passive aggressive. They won't say it to your face. They'll just stab you in the black women, not. They're honest. They're right up in your face about that shit. Latinas, I don't know. We need some of you Latino guys to tell us how does Marxism, leftism, socialism, feminism, how does that filter out? Did they just break out the knife? I know the Latinas are very stabby. Kidding! I'm kidding. It's a joke. Everyone chill the fuck out. Relax. Asian gals, I don't know. I just think the moms all hate you. That's what I got my experience at this. None of the Asian gals I was dating, their moms did not like me. I don't know how that comes out. I'd be very curious. Uh, but yeah, no, the black ladies, they dominate in the forthright, not backstabby, in your face, and they're very vocal and loud about it. They don't hide it, right? They do not hide it. There's no doubt where you stand with them. But Minnesota nights, oh, yeah, that'd be great. Why is the hair going up on the back of my neck? Why do I have the sudden reason to like get a living will or something? What's going on? Kim Bartlett, 20 Australian dollars. Thank you for the curse of the high IQ. It would help me understand a lot in my life. Now I'm 40, no debt, own the McMansion, wife, kids, etc. My favorite response to how did you do all this is I'm smart, not lazy. Nice. Nice. I think that's like the perfect, you're demonstrating assertiveness and pride, earned pride. I'm smart. Fuck you. I'm not apologizing for being smart. And I'm not a lazy sack of shit. And you're also implying, and it's probably true, unlike you. Not you, sir. I'm saying the person you're talking to. Smart and I'm not lazy. Oh, yeah, that's why you might be smart, but you're lazy as fuck. Money man, $5. Why do you think supply chain is a worthless degree? Because I have a master's in it. I did it for someone who needed a master's degree for their company to promote them. I did all the work and all that, so I know what it's like. I'm like, it was bullshit. There's nothing there. There's no skill. There's no talent. I mean, like anything else, I should say nothing there. All your sub-disciplines, except accounting, could be taught in a 2-week intensive course. There's 2 weeks of full-time work and study for HR. There's 2 weeks full-time work and study for marketing. There's 2 weeks full-time work and study for supply chain. The rest of it, no. It's common sense and it's bullshit. If everyone says otherwise, the statistics shows a good supply chain is needed and used everywhere. Well, then go major in it. I don't care. Let's look up supply chain management starting salary. This is going to come from Google. 40 to 60,000. Okay, average of 56,000. Okay, so you can just like go mow yards. No joke. You 56,000, you can just be a really good bartender or waiter and make that much money. 40,000, shit. That's $20 an hour. I don't care. Go waste 4 years of your life and 80 grand on a college degree that's going to make you $25 whole an hour. Bob, $5. I said this kind of joke in front of white women. I'm surprised I was not fired, maybe because I'm a minority. Don't look, guys. Do not, at any point in time, with any group of people, no matter what, there's no jokes at work. There's no, especially when it comes to women, there's no romantic suggestions or inquiring about dates. There's no flirtation. It is straight. You go there, you make your money, you go home, and you ask the girl out at the gas station. Okay. I don't want you getting fired, Bob. Okay. Maybe maybe that did it, but let's not risk it again. Okay. You go in, you work. There's Becky, and you say, "Good night, Becky," who is the cute secretary up front. And she says, "Bob, Bob." And you say, "Yes." She says, "What are you doing this weekend?" And you lie. You say, "I have to go to Canada." "What's in Canada?" "Fishing." "Oh." And then you got to go find a fish somewhere and take a picture of it. Make sure there's no signs that says, like Missouri in the back. And then, because she's going to ask you, you come back Monday. "How was your trip to Canada?" You'd be like, "What trip to?" "Oh, yeah, the trip to Canada. Yes. Oh, yeah, here's a picture. Look, I caught a fish." "Oh, what'd you do with it?" I ate it." You got to be good. Let me explain something to you guys about women. Okay. I'll explain to you women. This is very simple. Okay. You need to be really good at lying all the time. Okay. That's the number one skill when it comes to dealing with women. Okay. Trust me. I know I'm old. Money man, $2. Just want to be a millionaire on Wall Street. So you want to make $500,000 because they're going to tax you 50%. Dumbass, do you do any research before you come up with these ideas? You want to go live in one of the most expensive parts of the country where rent is insane, taxes are insane. Why do you want to be a millionaire if you can't enjoy a millionaire standard of living? Right? Do you just want 1,000,000 units of currency, regardless of what kind of lifestyle that buys you, what kind of standard of living you can afford? If you just care about having 1,000,000 units of currency, go to Korea. It's 2,000 won per dollar. Go to Zimbabwe. I think everyone there is a trillionaire by now. Money man, what you need to do, you got ego and pride, motherfucker, and laziness. Oh, business leadership. Take your dick out of your hand and grow the fuck up. Get a real fucking degree, a real fucking skill or trade, and then do some research and give up this pie in the sky hope that you're going to be some finance bro. And what I want you to do right fucking now is go buy the book Zero World Problems and fucking read it. You want to be a millionaire on Wall Street. So does everybody else. Modern wagey, $2. Hey, Cap, has modern wage cuckery become serfdom? Serfdom is where you grow the crops, you pay some to the Lord protects you. You don't own the land, you work the land. Oh, was that sharecropping? Same thing. No, it's not. It might feel like it, but it's not, because you can always buy your own land and strike out and become self-employed. Serfdom, you were not allowed to own the land. The Lord owned the land. You tilled on it, right? It's like working in a factory. And you didn't have no other option because the Lord's owned all the land. However, here you could save up the money and escape serfdom or wage cuckery or whatever you want to call it. Magnum Ope is $5. Yes, I'm a melanin American. Luckily, my boomer mother wasn't a fembot. My parents have been married for 25 plus years. Imagine that, Magnum. I bet you probably aren't poor, too. I wonder. No, that's good. If your mom was good, you go hug mom. That's an achievement unto itself. If so, they've been married 25 years. They've been 2000. Oh, they're about my age. Jesus. God, am I old. Especially that. If your mom's not a fembot and she grew up in that era, you go hug your mom. You go buy her flowers. Water is not wet, or say else. Say it or else. $5. Kid got into Howard. 54,000 per year nursing program, received half scholarship. I'll have to pay the rest should she go. I have a question. Yes, you sir in the back. Why are you paying your kids way through college? Guy, look, I know it's your kid, but you got to not be. I know two dudes. They're really cool dudes. They went right up to the chill. I'm like, I'm not paying for fucking shit. You're going to go to the military, get the GI Bill, or you're going to actually go work and pay your way. Your water, I hate to say it, man. You remind me of a Minnesota father where nothing's too good for daddy's little princess and you spoil her. Nursing is a good program, but $54,000 a year? No. No, it doesn't matter. As long as she gets her nursing license, it doesn't matter where she went to school. Why are you pissing $200,000 in resources on a degree when you could get it a lot I bet you could get that whole degree for 50 grand. She goes to the local community college or she goes to Western Governors University, knocks out her 2-year requirements, probably within a year or 6 months, right? Okay? That you get your 2 years. Then she goes apply for a nursing school thing at an accredited yet affordable in-state school. What's Howard? Can't tell your children. No, Howard University, private university in Washington, D.C. Fuck my dick. No. Have her go the local community college. Get her prereqs out of the way. I don't care. She got half a scholarship. It could be way cheaper than 25 grand. And she doesn't like him, so you pay for the remaining half. I'm not doing this shit. And then find some regular, affordable state school, something with a good nursing program, a nursing program that's accredited. That's all you need. And then she better study her ass off to get past the tests. And then she's a nurse. And no one's going to say, oh, Howard University? Well, here's an extra $45,000 a year. No. Quit being a Minnesota father. Tell your daughter no, and here's a way more affordable way we're going to do it. Money man, $2. I'm going to prove you wrong. You can keep. Okay. I do wish you make it, man. Go do it. And when you do, you have every right to write me a letter explaining how you did it and that I'm wrong. And I will read it. I will not be tongue in cheek about it. I'll be 100% sincere. I would be celebrating like, okay, you could prove, and then I will have been proven wrong. Hey, Dr. Khan blog, $2. Money man is sniffing that white girl blood. I just let him, I did. Is it not recorded that I tried to stop him? Right? Did I not try to stop him? Right? Okay. He's going to get to New York and me. What's the rent? We're paying $125,000. Oh boy. And your rent is $5,000 a month. And there went half your money. Oh, New York taxes. And now you're eating green beans and rice, which is not bad. Not bad. All right. Questions, answers, AssleConsulting.com. Thank you for everyone letting me know. I am aware. There's my theory. I hope we contributed something new to the conversation. Toodles.